there.
Probably going your beard, isn't it?
Right, I think.
No, you look like you should be a lumberjack.
I was actually going to wear a plaid shirt today. I just feel like I'm no fucking wear, I'm just fucking concerned. So, welcome to the Maroon Machine podcast. It's myself, Kieran, we're joined by Sean. We're in, I don't know what to call it, it's called the Champions Bar.
It's a new digs, I think.
Aye, it used to be Thompson's Bar down the road, but this is a new digs, so we're going up in the world now. We're not just in my garage doing stuff to each other.
Aye, it's a bit creepy, so I'm
Look, I think the tyres sell up, isn't it? I did the tyre up in my garage. But aye, new season is upon us. New manager, some new players, and we'll start off by at the weekend. I wasn't there. I was on daddy duties. So how did we do? Part of Thistle, get a team that's just been promoted as well.
Oh, it was class. It's brilliant. Just obviously walking up. That's our first home game of the season. Right enough, it wasn't that long ago we were here for that game against Highland League side, Brecon. I kept calling Brora the whole way through the commentary and all, but
enjoyed that wee knife in the back with Highland League side Brecon.
Aye, it wasn't that long ago. We were playing against them and Brora obviously, but it was a different feeling walking up to the ground, carrying that. I don't know, knowing that it was a new league, but a new season, sorry, but I don't know. Also, just the fact that fans are coming back and what have you. 500 were allowed in for the game on Saturday. They reckon early August could go up to 1,000.
You'd hope before the Cowden game it opens up a wee bit because you'd want a proper atmosphere at there. You know what I mean? Against first game of the season, we'll get onto that later. But aye, I think we even felt it in the Brecon game here when they were allowed fans in. It's fit, boy. It's back to normal-ish. But hearing people getting slated and whatever else, that's what you want.
It was quite relaxed on Saturday, to be honest, from a fan standpoint. It was great to hear the cheers, obviously, for the goals, and refs got a wee bit of jib. Still just a friendly game. I don't think it compared even remotely to the atmosphere that we'll be kicking about when we like Dundee United come along on a Friday night in a couple of weeks, or Cowden at the beginning of the league season. And yeah, as the more and more supporters get in, I got a crack. I think because folk haven't been able to go for so long as well, I think people will be buzzing, so we'll probably get bigger attendances than we would have if it just been normal circumstances. So I can't wait for it. But even walking up to the ground on Saturday there for Partick Thistle was like, you just get goosebumps. It was a strange feeling because we've always been fortunate because we've been walking up to the ground for the last season and a half, but we've been walking up and it's just been us and a couple of committee boys and that have been helping out about the park. Usually Mark carrying everyone moaning about it.
Cameraman Mark.
Aye, and this time they're walking up, you were walking up and there was supporters around you, was really buzzed, kids kicking football about. It was brilliant. That was the best thing about the whole day, was the fact that the supporters said, well, the game of football was good as well, because I think we took care of it. We presented ourselves really well against Partick. We were unfortunate not to have got the draw, but it was just a friendly at the end of the day. A good run out, and yeah, it was a bit, both sides equally matched at the beginning, and the deadlock was finally broke when Captain Tidser slotted home. Into the bottom corner.
Was that right?
Aye, right foot into the bottom right hand corner. We're sitting watching on the commentary. Is he going to be able to pass it? A couple of boys were opened each side, and I think they sort of opened it up for him. And because of that, he got a wee bit of space and he got a shot, and he put it nice in the bottom corner. I was sitting looking for who was going to pass to, whether the pass was going to connect, would be a time to get that came first touch shot off, but he didn't. He just went straight for it, which. Tidser's a goal scorer, but quite often it's for nowadays set pieces. Not usually for open play, but it was beautiful and it was brilliant to take the lead. On commentary, I turned around and I said it'll be interesting to see how Partick react, because it's a strong team. And it didn't take them long. Kyle Turner, within 5 minutes, it was 1-1. Partick showed a class wee bit, but then as soon as that happened, Kelly were right back on it, right back in it, and matching them tackle for tackle, pass for pass, the whole game. Half time it was one each, and then Kelly took the lead again, which again it was fantastic to see. It was Pat Jonas, who's been tremendous in the first two friendlies that we've played. Bit unknown with him, he's obviously played at Rangers, he's been brought up the ranks, highly thought of by Kev obviously to bring him here, and there was still a bit unknown because he's only been a few loan spells and what have you, but he's been tremendous. He's got to be an absolute standout among standouts probably in the squad for the whole season. It was him that set Fash up for the goal, and Fash, just don't know what Fash does, got a nice turn and hit it into the back of the net. I think he was delighted to obviously get that goal, and came Fash likes to score goals, he's quite fond of it. A centre striker should be, but it was great to see him score after. I was a bit surprised to see him back so early. I spoke to Nathan a few weeks ago. I can't remember if it was for any particular reason, like for any media purpose, or I was just chatting to him, but he was saying he hoped he'd get back for some point in the Premier Sports Cup. So to see him back 2 weeks beforehand and getting a solid 60 minutes was fantastic. Obviously Partick went on, got a couple of goals and ended up winning the game 3-2, but it was a tremendous effort for the boys against obviously tough opposition. Spoke to Kev Thompson after the Newton Grange Star game, and he was saying that he expected us to get a lot less of the ball compared to what we did against Newton Star Grange, and that he thought it'd be a good practice how we could practice patience and discipline and just keeping our shape and whatnot, but the game didn't go that way. The boys took control, which was fantastic. You catch the game for him?
No, I didn't. I was out with the kids all afternoon, so it was when I was checking for the result. Obviously, I've got a wee thing on my phone that highlights me when Celtic scored, and I was like, Jesus! I was like, we're obviously doing well. And then I was kind of like, fucking hell, I want to go there now. Arse the kids up here and just drop them off, but nah.
They're old enough, just leave them on their own.
I would rather know, because I would just stand there and make questions. Like, it was hard enough watching that Scotland-Croatia game with an 8-year-old chatting at you.
No, I mean leave them at home, come on. Just leave them with a cereal, man.
That'd be fair, as long as I lock the doors, will be alright. I'll get the door locked on me the minute my wife would do it, like, but so what about, you said about Jonas here, what about the other two debutants or new signings?
Well, we've obviously got more than a couple, because we had Andrew Black out there, Forster, Peggy and Joe Cardle. Joe Cardle was obviously a big talking point beforehand, played a brilliant game, but it wasn't like he was a standout player. And it's not against him either, to be honest, it's just that the whole squad played really well. Peggy's a player. He was solid for the entire game, constantly causing problems for Partick. And as far as, they're obviously no new signings, but Tidser and Tam in the centre of the park seem to be playing a wee bit differently, getting used to the Gaffer's way of playing, a bit different to Barry. A lot of last season we saw Tidser and Riley pretty much just stick to the centre of the park, and they just controlled the game from there, and it worked well. Saw a lot more of both guys getting back and helping with defending and pushing up. Obviously Tid's got the goal, Riley could easily got a goal. A couple of times where the ball was swung into the box and Riley came that close to getting the head on it. It just the first one pretty early on carved away from him. Must have been inside 15 minutes.
How would they really set pieces now? Would fire it in the box, or is it still this short corner push?
No, I think all the balls went in the box. We've got Dougie Hill back, obviously we had to deal with the fact that he wasn't kicking about towards the end of the season. Foster's a big guy, Fash was obviously playing, he's another big character, and even the likes of Jonas is not wee by any stretch. No. So we've got quite a presence. Partick, obviously it wasn't the first team that they had out, but they wanted that bigger team, so we looked quite dominant. And we looked quite strong, I think, defensively as well. Obviously that's where we conceded our only goal against Highland Lakeside City. Was fair set piece, and it was a short one. It was sloppy when we conceded that goal. It was.
To be fair, that boy hit it in. It looked like he never kicked a football in his life. So to be fair, Is that Jonathan Page's name?
They still done well. Scored the goal against the team that went on to get promoted.
It's two side.
It's not bad going. But no, overall it was a brilliant game. Like I say, like not to take away from what happened on the field, but the best, the highlights just the fact that supporters are back. It's so good to see folk kicking about and taking in the game after. So it's been a miserable year and a half for supporters.
Aye, that's good though. And again, it's getting closer, the league in that new taste, so it's good to see the guys out and playing for 90 minutes now. In your opinion, I know what you're saying, that guys come in, in your opinion, you think the squad's still maybe a wee bit thin, looking forward to the league going forward, or do you think that it's maybe just one or two bodies that we're needing and maybe another maybe 3, possibly 4, depending?
No, we definitely need better players, but whether we get them or not, I don't know. The only position that's concerning, I think, is striker. That's so striker.
I know centre forward, you mean,
aye. So
because Cammy can fill in, however.
And so can Higgy.
Better half foot wide,
aye. Higgy's the same. Cammy and Higgy are two players that have played in that position, but that's not really where their strengths lie. I don't think Higgy plays good in that attacking midfield and supporting out and out striker, and Cammy, he's superb on the wing. Some of the runs that he makes.
After that right hand side,
aye, and cutting the ball in. He's fantastic as well. So if Fash was out, it was worrying a wee bit. But the when you, I don't know how much there is out there at the moment. I think they're quite sought after.
Well, that's it. I think every team needs a centre forward that can score goals, and to be honest, there's not a lot of them that go about. We're lucky to have somebody like Fash on the books. So but so if you're happy with how that was, what can we go on to next?
I think I suppose one of the talking points among supporters, and certainly myself and the people I've been talking to, has been the kits. What's your thoughts?
Divisive, isn't it?
Aye. Big fan of the home kit.
I think everybody's a big fan of the home kit. But I made a crack in like the media chat about it's a Celtic Villa strip, the away strip. I think I didn't care. Dean took too kindly to it. He was kind of quick and clapping back at you. So he sent the picture about it. It's from 1997, like straight on. This is a league winning kit. I was like, fair enough. But
in fairness, I'll be getting that away kit, like.
Aye,
100%. Like.
Like I say, I always buy a home kit. But in the years that the home kit and the away kit have been sort of mirrors, I didn't see the point because I think it's lazy. But because they're so different, I probably will pick one of each up. However, all I can think about is my dad in his amateur days running about in a Celtic Villa shirt, but it's fucking identical, by the way. But I would have preferred if it went a different route. Like I've been advocating for the Inter Milan style strip for a long time, but Hearts have actually stole my idea.
Hearts have done it with the blue badge and everyone.
Fucking raging, Yeah, they've done it with the gold badge, the gold writing, the gold sponsor, and that's what I think that we should go for, but I was outvoted. But
probably been listening to you like Alexa.
Well, that's it. Well, Craig Levine's got nothing better to do his fucking time, isn't it? Now that he's up the road, so doing his pals game up the road. But like let's say I do really like the home strip. I think it looks really well made. That with the away strip, I'll probably get one. However, I don't think it's for me.
I'll get one. I'll be wearing that one. I think.
Go faster trips on it. Is that fair on it?
I like tops when they're a wee bit out there. I'm not a fan. Like last season's away top, I hated it when it came out. I thought it was just boring. It was a away top. But when I actually saw it in detail,
it was actually
really nice. However, it was still. So it was a pretty blue.
That's absolutely strip,
whereas this one, it's got a bit of character, I suppose.
That's the thing, it's distinctive, isn't it?
And don't get me wrong, I wouldn't buy any away kit because it stands out. I don't know if you've seen the Dunfermline one, I would not touch that.
Is it the purple one?
Blue, purple with green triangles at the bottom.
Aye. It's fucking rotten. Right.
It's a supporter design, I think. And to be fair, I think if we handed bits of paper at our social club on a Friday night and said design a top, it'd probably be worse. But But it's horrendous, eh? So don't get me wrong, I wouldn't just buy any Kelly Hart stuff, but I do think it's nice enough that I'll kick a boot in that when I go to the Benidorm or something. When we're allowed, quite happily.
Nah, you're not really allowed. I've stopped doing the plane for wearing that fucking strip. Everybody that I've spoke to, it is divisive. Like, there's a few folk who've been like, by the way, it grows on you, and I've had a few folk saying, get it to fuck it. And I'd lean more to get it to fuck personally, but but like I say, it represents history, so.
I'm pretty sure Dean's probably sitting with a bag in his living room that he's like, I'll give these to the boys for doing the podcast so they can advertise it, and he's probably going to watch this and think, right, fucking no chance.
But that cheeky bastard. But nah, hand on heart, do you like that way, sir?
Aye. I will, you see, what's the date today? Next week when we record it, I'll be in that away top. You can wear the home one.
No, I'm not buying it now.
You can wear the all the way one on your dad's Kelly Villa top.
So speaking of Daz, in a way.
Don't know where this is going.
They're there, but the return, the Goose comes back on the 9th, Friday night, the 9th. I'm not sure what day it is now, so I'm not going to guess. That's a week on Friday, isn't it?
Week on Friday.
Monday the day, so a week on Friday. Probably shouldn't tell folk what they were recording, there was fucking paparazzi outside. But
Yeah, paparazzi.
aye, shock appointment to a lot of people. I know a few guys from my time working in Perth who are big Dundee United supporters, massive, to the point where they're tattooed Dundee United supporters, and as embarrassing as that is, now they've got a kind of untested, any kind of sort of high level management in a football regard.
Yeah.
You know, even though he is a big football guy, I think he was a technical director of the academy or something like that before. So he's a bit of a starter, like he was keeping on top of the guys coming through. He's got the job. I could imagine that anybody at Dundee United who's some sort of coach would have had their eye on that if they knew they were trying to appoint internally.
Yeah.
What do you think of that? Because it's a risk.
I think he's quite fortunate with the situation at Dundee United are in. I think it's probably got a wee bit to do with they've got potentially someone there, and it's probably going to be relatively cheap for them compared to what they have to go there. So I think he's fortunate that he's landed where he has with the opportunity. He obviously took over, I think, when they had a wee bit of a COVID outbreak. I think he was.
I think a couple of games or something.
Couple of games. When Livy were on like that mad unbeaten run, and Dundee United I think they got beat 1-0, but 1-0 is a Livy side that were just thumping everybody, including Celtic at the time. Wasn't it a terrible result? But what I think of the appointment, I think it'll go. I think there'll be in between. He'll either exceed expectations and he'll hate it quickly. Because I think the supporters are fond of it. For what I've seen on social media, I think a lot of them are saying, "Who the fuck is this?" So I think, say the season starts, really good campaign, Premier Sports, they did really well, maybe win it right. Ashley really should, because of the SPL team.
40 positions or whatever in front of us.
And a few wins in the league, and fans might start getting on board. If we could do something like get right up there with Celtic and Rangers, winning outright at the beginning of the season, he could start to win a wee bit of support, but I think as soon as 2 or 3 games, and he will be dead. He'll be dead easy for him to scapegoat. In all honesty, so I think he's got a really tough gig. I think we've all seen what he's like. It's kind of he was very much his way or no way.
Yes.
And it's whether or not they buy into it, because he did it here with all these boys, but the boys that played with him, and they had tons of respect for him, so he could. And I've been there as well in my work, where I could say to somebody, "You are being absolutely fucking pish. Go and sort yourself out and get back onto the job that you're meant to be doing." And he could say that to them because they had that respect. Could he go into Dundee United and go and say that to
big characters,
Nicky Clark and that? I don't know. So it's got to be an interesting one. But
I think he's going to have to win them over on the training ground. He's going to have to get them, enjoying turning up to work every day. And I think that will be a big part of what comes from it. And obviously his backroom staff's going to be a big part of it as well. I'm not sure how much tether he's going to get to bring in his own guys.
I think he'll get
It'll probably be what's there's going to help you. But like I say, we've got a chance to welcome him back here. We're getting bumped off the commentary for this fucking shoddy channel on Sky. Cheeky fucks.
You didn't even turn up to the commentary. What are you moaning about?
I was busy. I was busy that day. To be honest, I've actually been so at the look, like I didn't even know that we had that game in England like the day off, so that's what it is.
I've got a different chat with you. The real Kelly Hearts media chat.
That's it. I bet that was fucking Logan instead of that, you dick.
It's pretty much the thing like that. I don't think this will be. I think he'll be buzzing for this being his first game in charge.
No, that's a lot of pressure because he's coming back here. Like the fans, how many of them turn up could kind of turn on him.
I don't think he'll get a warm reception, to be honest.
Hopefully, he doesn't leave happy though.
But it's a small pitch, eh? For Dundee United, a small pitch against a Kelly Hearts side that are going to be brimming with confidence because of the calibre of the players that are coming in, what's coming up with the league, and that no expectation. The amount of pressure he's going to be under the boat, he can't go back. He can't go into that team like he maybe did at points with Kelly and say no pressure. They just go have fun. He's got to say you need to fucking win this. This is against a side that's at the moment we're club 42 until we win a game really. And they're a team up in the top 12. Whereas Kevin come in and for them, if Kelty come out and we get beat 1-0 like we did last season, that's a more than respectable result on a tiny pitch like this that Tam will be used to, but the players won't.
No, I think you're right, and I think that the added pressure of it's on the telly, at City's former home as well, and you've got a team who last year pretty much took the fucking league and Scottish Cup double winners to the limit.
Yeah.
At times, can't I mean? If there was any game to look at last year and say that was a turning point for St Johnstone, unfortunately it was against us. And we played well that night. And then we played Dundee United also, and what was it, 1-0? No, 1-0.
I think you were at that game either.
I wasn't at that game.
No, I wasn't at that game either. You were working that one.
I was working that
It was 1-0, and to be honest, I think we sat back a wee bit too much, to be honest. I think we gifted them a 1-0 win in the end, to be honest. I think because we got Tannadice in that game, we sat back, and I think we'll do that today. I think we'll hit to soak up a bit of pressure, makes sense.
Of course.
But it's got to be cracking.
But like I say, I don't know, we didn't really get like a player retention list of what you get the Premier League for the players that are leaving to the SPFL team and that, so how much of a squad does he have? Because I've not really paid attention to any signings that. I know the Euros are going on, so not a lot's really happening sort of within clubs at the minute, but what kind of team is going to turn up? What kind of team is going to be ready? I'm not saying that obviously Dundee United have got X amount of players at the Euros and they're going to come back fit.
The only thing I know is that you're going to have a more talented team. You would individually talented on paper than we will, and the expectation's got to be on them. The pressure's got to be on them, not on us. And when you look at the rest of that group, at Broth, it's got to be a tricky game. But I mean, we'll probably be going into hoping to make a good stab at potentially getting through. But
some points on the board at least.
But there's no expectation of that. We've got East 5 coming, so we've a 5 derby before the right before the big one against Cowden Beef. We've got Elgin coming. Well, we've not got Elgin coming. We've got to go to Elgin, don't we?
I'll probably make that one.
I'm actually up. I booked a hotel. No for that. I just booked it by coincidence. Now I've just got to convince Lee that we're going to football on the Tuesday night because we're away Monday, Thursday.
You just wrangles your beer and then you're going up to Elgin. What's there in Elgin?
I've not got Elgin. I've got that Drumnadra Rocket or whatever it's called.
Funny chance.
Yeah, Loch Ness. It's close enough. It's like an hour or something. But
I'm going to be on summer holiday so you can go watch Gaelic Heroes. That's what you're saying. You shamed me for looking after my veins and not going to football, and then shamed me for working.
I'm telling you, you should have done what I'm doing. Being smart. I think myself and the rest of the full-time media team will be quite good. But no, it's going to be a ball ache, a trip on a Tuesday night. But it's going to be a good game. Tam's obviously one that's failed, and he says, when I spoke to him, that he's buzzing, he can't wait for it. He says most of the boys that he played with at Elgin are still there. Apparently he was the only one that got chucked.
Is it?
And he's the only guy there.
sort of benefit then, eh?
Yeah, 100%. But he said most of the boys that he played with are still up there, so
That's good.
like I said, I reckon
He's planning a night out then, is that what you're saying?
I don't know. Depends on the result, I suppose. But aye, so it's a cracking wee cup, and I'm looking forward to it. And obviously next week when we record the game, hopefully with a guest coming along, we'll be able to preview that Premier Cup and some of the games in a wee bit more detail, I think.
Aye, no, definitely. So moving on for that, we've mentioned Cowdenbeath a couple of times now. First 6 games of the season are looking quite tasty, with 3 home and 3 away. Obviously we're starting at home against Cowdenbeath. We want the fans and we want everybody in. We want everybody in their dug and their fucking grandparents in. Again, it's massive, eh? And what a game for both clubs really to start the season. And if there was any curtain raiser you could have hoped for, it would have been Cowdenbeath at home. And any other time, Cowdenbeath at home.
It's not
there's thousands here. However, it's going to be rather tame, I think.
It's no accident, and I suppose something that we're not quite used to is we're going to play them 4 times because of these 20 SPFL leagues.
Give them some sort
So,
of way.
yeah, we'll still have we'll still have an opportunity to fill the park for a Cowden game, but Cowden Stirling Albion to kick off the season, I think is banging. Stirling's away. Two teams that struggled last season.
Yeah.
2 teams that struggled last season, and I think a really good chance for us to push up pretty early on. And Stampar sort of, I think everybody knows our intention, but to really put our foot down and say, we're here to win the league. We're not here to just take part. Third week forfeit, newly relegated forfeit. Obviously,
They'll be able to go straight back up, you think, eh?
I forgot his name, but new UK manager, obviously. The old UK manager, sorry, I think he's now at Berwick, which their last season.
Can't remember.
Whenever we edit this, we'll just edit in the name.
That'll be pop-up bill.
This guy. Stuart somebody, man.
Stuart Smith.
He's sound as well. I spoke to him before, but I'll probably be able to speak to him again. But
Right now.
aye, but so forfeit. Anyway, they will want to go right back up, but will they? When you look at the league, Steny have made some signings. We've obviously made some signings. Edinburgh City are going to be there or thereabouts, and then you'd imagine forfeit Elgin were there or thereabouts last season as well. So forfeit, I think that could be a real test. I don't think Cowden and Stirling now are going to be a walkover, but I think it's if we could handpick who we open the season against.
Aye, if there were an opportunity, say you can pick 2 teams you think will maybe get 6 points the first game of the season, probably be they 2. They're starting to sign well though. I know Cowdenbeath have signed Craig Thompson yesterday or the day before.
Yeah.
So we've seen Craig here. He's not a bad player. And I'm quite actually surprised that the players that have actually left Edinburgh City the last couple of weeks, Craig Thompson, Blair Henderson left, and
Andrew
Black's come to us. So I think I don't know what's happened there that these players want to go. That just time is up in their contracts, and I thought I'm going to go and try something fresh.
I think Edinburgh City will still be there or thereabouts.
They're still a good team.
Their new stadium, I imagine, in Meadowbank can't be too far off the completion as well, and that sort of nicely brings us on to our next 3 running games. It's Edinburgh City at home, Stenhousemuir away, and then we welcome Elgin here. That's 3 teams that, well, certainly Edinburgh and Elgin that were there or thereabouts last season, Steny who seem to have improved a fair bit, so that's going to be a tough running games, but again, 2 of them are home games.
Yes, aye.
What's in our favour?
Aye, definitely, and you're seeing that, the Steny away game, there's a lot to be said about the players that have went for, there's this air quotes non-league jobbers title that gets thrown about recently, and you look at the players that have signed, they've probably a few of the guys who were ex-BAC back from Stranraer over there. They've signed good players, and like a collective pretty much 5 or 6 good players for the Lowland League who probably should have been playing much higher up for a long time. Jordan Tappin being another one, isn't it?
Yeah.
So they've got as much a chance at a promotion push as anybody. If they can get that team to gel quickly, a few of the guys have played together before already anyway. you know, they might have a good chance at getting up there, but I think the top 6 Euroleague in general, League 2 is going to be tasty, like, and I think that any team that's probably hovering about the bottom half of League 1 would be quite worried.
Yeah, I think Stenny, like, the all non-league jobbers thing and all that kind of stuff, but Swifty, or Stephen Swift, was at BSC obviously. BSC were never a overly talented squad. They were often made up of what you could call jobbers to an extent.
Clever,
so he's got to be, they were a gang, like an absolute gang. And I think we'll find that Stenny will turn into that a wee bit as well, because he's signed, Tamor and a bunch of other boys that have been at BSC before. So yeah, I think it'll be a tough side, and one thing that I think they've got that we don't is squad depth.
Yes.
So they've got that in their favour. So, but I'm looking forward to it. Like I couldn't complain with that string of games to open the season. Cracking start. Edinburgh and Elgin, 2 our toughest games, are going to both be at home.
And quite a few relatively local ones as well, you know. Stanishmuir's just really along the road, Edinburgh's just along the road. You know, I mean, I know a few of them are home games and that as well, but you know, it should be well beefed up with crowds and stuff. But if come that time everything's allowed to sort of move a wee bit smoother, and that will probably make the transition for the boys and ourselves to us going back to Eric's jobbers standing at the side, hurling pish. But again, I'm looking forward to the season. I can't wait for it to start, like next Friday or the 9th, wherever it is. I can't wait for that game.
I'm still going to stand in the stands going, Tam Riley back to Hooper plays at the DJ. Look at the looking. I might wear my headset.
But you'll be the guy standing there, and there's just like this half circle around the boot you. So that guy's going to come in next week with a fucking machine gun.
All the blind cunts will be standing about me. I was just get one of them.
A place to beat you on that one.
It just really is. I know. I get it good.
Definitely.
Well, fucking, I think it'll be good. Of course it will.
It's going to be. I mean, it's your first season, but just got to enjoy it. And like, I've had a few folk ask me at work, and folk who knew that I do stuff for the club and that asking, what do you think in that? And they're shooting for the stars, win the league with 15 points. And I'm like, no, listen, I'm like, I'd be alright if we were top 6.
Really?
Listen, I'm being conservative, right? I really am. And I didn't think we'll just sort of teeter in the top 6 and sort of mosey on. Yeah. I think we're going to challenge, I do. But if you were to ask me, would I be happy with a top half finish and a sort of good run of games and good performances? And I would actually.
Nah, I'll be disappointed. I genuinely think I'll be disappointed if we didn't get up to League 1. And that's what we've came here for. I don't think we've. I say we've, like, again, I've done anything better than maybe chuck a ball back to them, but...
you were out there doing duggies, I seen you on the road.
Aye.
No dogging?
No.
You were out there dogging?
I've been busy doing media stuff. I didn't think we've came up to be a League 2 side, Don't get me wrong, I think next season League 1, that's a tough league in Scotland to get out of. Especially as a part-time club, even though we've seen some folk do it, but I think we're a League 2 squad. Maybe in 10 years when a few teams, your Rockin' Lex, East Kilbride, Bonnyrigg all come up, I think then it could be I think the bottom half of League 1 in 10 years will be a tough battle.
A different landscape, isn't it? The foot.
But right now we're no, and I can be folk at 4 for Edinburgh, Stenny. If we get in the playoffs and we get beaten in the playoff final or something like that, well, I'll be disappointed. Probably not. I think it'll be a really good effort type thing. But I expect us to go back up. And if you're any of the players that are watching, I want you to keep that.
I want you to go up. Believe me, I want you to win every fucking game. And winning the league by 15 points would be ideal. So get your fucking finger out.
But if you finish 6,
I am being conservative. I'm maybe no 6. Like I'd be delighted to, like I say, a playoff place. However, obviously I want us to win it. No questions asked. But I am being a wee bit like, there is a few good teams. It's not that I'm not convinced that the boys that are already there are going to do a good job, because I've seen them do a good job for 2 seasons now. 3 seasons or however long I've been here. Ross Phil, 27 seasons.
But 26 years old, been here 27 years.
His dad was keen. And but I am conservative about it because it's a bit an unknown entity, because I've not really, to be honest, took too much time to watch a lot of League 2 football, to go around all the other runs and see how they play and see what kind of runs they are. I've really I've followed Gaelic from the juniors through.
Yeah.
So this is like it is, like I say, an unknown quality, and let's see, the players that we've got, I'm very confident they're going to do well.
If we finish 6, that season finale when you'll be taking the lead and I'll be fucking crying into a pint. I'll tell you that now, and you'll be like, we finished 6. Yes.
I'll be with streamers and that, just pointing at you.
Those cannons.
It's flying t-shirts at you for half a year.
Nah, Christ, I'm just looking forward to football. It's like anybody who's asked me about the Scotland performance and the Euros, or what did you think? Yeah, but a lot of folk are like, I just enjoyed watching us actually playing in a major tournament, even if it ended up being pish. Well, are you happy for us to go another 23 years if you'd have to watch that again? No, I enjoyed all 3 games, even though I didn't enjoy the result. I enjoyed the fact that we were playing competitive football, the guys, all the passion, all that yada yada. So I'm I'm just going to enjoy watching football.
It'll be good to get back and just watch it, because let's say we've technically been working every game that we've been at pretty much, and
I'm not quite sure I'd call it working,
no,
but
it's
not the same. Like I said at the beginning, walking up and seeing other fans and that is a buzz. You didn't get a buzz walking in yourself.
No.
Walking behind Mark, like carries everyone.
And not being able to say fuck's sake quite a lot, because there's so many times in that commentary where I hear my groans and I'm like, that's a fuck's sake, I'm wouldn't and that's
to be fair, when we were doing the commentary there, we were sitting next to Francis, so there was a few swear words that were firing in his mouth for hard when watching the game.
I could imagine like firing out to
a few swears.
Did Logan win her word with him?
Logan put him in his place.
Out bastard. Out.
Still taking the piss out of you,
That's how he's going to fucking do me. Like, you're absolutely do me. You're getting done with the young team on the way out. And that was you 6 weeks ago.
I could have seen him again and I didn't even fucking care.
But we'll move on to the last wee bit before we shoot.
Love Island.
Aye. There's somebody disabled in it, I'm hearing my wife says.
Is that true?
Aye, I really hope they're in it. I just hear the fucking dunk in the pool like that.
I hope they're not talking about the Fifer, because just because she's for Fifer doesn't mean she's disabled.
Is that last is it?
Good enough, this.
Well, definitely drinks dodgy tablet last time.
Yeah.
We're going to sort of come up with some more segments here, and we're going to try and get a wee bit more fan interaction and people who watch, and just try and get opinions from outside ourselves, and people can fire us some stuff anonymously, and we'll know, put their Twitter names in or anything like that, or their Instagram names or their wife's Instagram names or that, because we're not like that. And we'll just try and sort of, hey, this season again, last year we were kind of hot and cold at times, but we'll just try and keep things moving on a wee bit smoother. Like I say, if you're one with the fucking, basically one of the boys with the players, you go and fucking, you go on Tinder and that with them.
Matched up with a few of them.
Matched up with a few of them. And we'll get them in, get a chat and see what they're looking for, especially with the season coming to head, and try and get a wee bit of performances and that, and just kind of...
It's a new season, I think, and it's a fresh start for all the boys on the pitch and for us with the podcast. I think we'll get, now that we're doing a wee bit of video, I think we'll get folk along.
I knew we were on SPFL2 podcast.
I've got to be a bit more serious. You probably would swear less.
Probably swear more.
Probably shave as well.
I'll shave.
No, we'll get some boys involved. We'll come up with a couple of...
I mean, if we know who we're getting on as a player, we can get some like anonymous questions for like maybe other teammates or for supporters, and try and bump them up a bit.
We've got
catch them off guard.
I think we've got plenty to look forward to over the next few weeks. Most notably, some football.
Some football. So we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Cheers.